One of the reasons why teams like the 1-3-3-1 so much is because it evenly distributes players across the field, meaning that your decision-making axis here, they virtually have every option open to them at one time. So they can go to the middle of the field and then they can come back. They can continue to go same way. They can go from one edge to the other. What we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about how using the 1-3-3-1 not as a rigid structure, but as a concept and the variations of those concepts that we can take a look at, how that can unlock your team's potential and take them to new heights. We are going to call this Hurricane. So when we go into Hurricane, what we want to see is the work rate of this edge group and this edge group are going to be paramount to our success. And we must have high work rate players in both of those positions. Hypothetically, the ball is at the breakdown here, and we go from 9 to our first pod of 3 right here. After we hit our first pod off the 9, this group of 3, this edge group of 3, they're going to get to their feet as quickly as they can, and they're going to begin to work their way across the pitch. Meanwhile, as they're doing that, our second group of 3 off of our 10, that pod is now going to take that ball up, and they're going to hit off the 10. Up top here, we've laid out our defense, and what we're seeing is that these 3 players, what we want is these 3 players that are originally on the edge, we want them folding around in high work rate, off the ball, folding around, and we really want them to fill into one of 3 roles. Ideally, I like to have my winger on the inside shoulder of the 9, so if the 9 wants to try and snipe around the corner and draw 1 or 2 defenders, the winger can be on the inside shoulder of the 9 towards the ruck to attack that post or that pillar position. I like to have my edge forward, in this case my flanker, my 7, come around the corner off the 9's outside shoulder so that now there's an option of kind of like a normal atypical forward crash off of the scrum half or off of the ruck. Then you also have your center who comes around a little bit wider and comes off the inside shoulder of the 10. These 3 roles, inside shoulder of the 9, outside shoulder of the 9, inside shoulder of the 10 or the first receiver, these 3 roles are terrific because what they do is they spread out this defense. You don't have to find a huge gap, though you often do. I'll tell you right now that I find a lot of line breaks off of this look, right? And then you can have very positive lines, support lines, cheating, almost like DuPont lines from this group here because they're anticipating it. But these 3 roles are very important. Now, these 3 players, what they're trying to do is they're actually trying to beat the fold. This is a race. They are racing not against their edge players, not against this winger is not racing against this winger or this center. They're actually racing against these 2 forwards. They're racing against the group of forwards that took the initial pod of 3 off of the scrum half back over here. If your 3 can beat those 3 around the corner, there's going to be a gap. There's going to be a hole somewhere. And that's really what we're looking for. You can find a soft shoulder that'll get you go forward and put you on the front foot. After we've hit this line, say the 10 gives it to the inside shoulder of the 13, the 13 makes a little half break. You still want lightning quick ball here. You're still looking for LQB. Now you have your overload on this side. And as the ball works its way out, let's say it works it out to its winger. You've got your 2 forward pods in the middle of the field in red, right here and right here. Now what you've got this edge group doing that originally came around the corner to fold, these 3, now they have their high work rate and they're working back across their field to their normal positions out here to provide width to the attack. Then as we go through the movements here, our forward pod carries up. This forward pod then carries up. And as those forward pods carry up, this edge group comes around the corner and they work around the corner with a high work rate. And on that third ruck, first ruck, second ruck, they want to create that third ruck. 1 on the inside shoulder of the 9, on the inside shoulder of the 10, and then off the outside shoulder of the 9.
Hey, you very good. See you next time.